Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am back after taking a few weeks off, trying to record and plan and kind of figure out in what directions I want my channel to go. I would love to keep it ever changing and interesting and obviously welcoming for everybody to come and see, and I needed time to see what direction I wanted to go in. In today's video, we are tackling my entryway and my storage, and also at the end of the video, I will be sharing a delicious recipe for chicken gyros. I think that's what they're called. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but they were absolutely delicious, and I found this recipe on Pinterest, and I am so excited to share that with you at the end of this video. And if you're new here, I want to say welcome. My name is Brianna. I am mom to two little boys. James is 4 and Jacob is 1. And in my spare time from not working at my full-time job outside of the home, I like to make YouTube videos with motivation to help clean and just everyday mom life, parent life, trying to keep up because life is tough. And this is just my way of saying, hey, we're all in this together. So if you like what you see on my channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when a new video drops. I have a ton of content coming to you. I've spent a great amount of time recording and getting things in order to be able to share some new motivation with you in the coming weeks. So subscribe and hit the notification bell, and let's get into it. So as you just saw, I was organizing the shoe rack that we have down there. There were a bunch of shoes that no longer fit Jacob and James that I needed to get out of there. There were summer shoes that I obviously no longer need. We live in New England and it's the fall, almost winter, so there's no need for sandals anymore. So I was just cleaning and organizing that and putting all the shoes that needed to come back upstairs to the bedrooms and be in the closets inside the laundry basket that was there. And then I took some spray away window cleaner just to wipe down the door, the window, and then I also took it, you'll see in a minute, to the sides of the door and also to the trim at the bottom and to the boot tray that is underneath the bench that we have there. And I was really happy with how well it did with cleaning. I typically don't use that spray just because I feel it has a strong fragrance to it, but it is a great effective cleaner, and I was glad that I ended up using it there because it definitely helped what I was going for, which was cleaning it and making it look and feel as clean as I wanted it to feel, because the entryway, as you've seen in past videos, is like the basement, and I just don't clean down there as often as I do the rest of my house because it's just our breezeway really of going from the garage into the main living level of our house. We just throw all our stuff there and go back upstairs to do what we have to do, so it doesn't get too clean too often. So when I do it, I like to get it spick and span, as you'll see at the end of this.
Make me feel the way I do. All that I want is to have you all to myself. No one but you. You make me feel the way I do. The way I do. Yeah. The way I do. Yeah. I lose myself.
I want to ask you guys if anybody has a super textured rug like these. They're like the weather rugs or the heavy duty like rugs that have raised parts of it. I don't even know how to describe them. Like, I can't use a hand vac or whatever with the extended part because it doesn't really get in the crevices of the rug. So this is the most effective way I've seen to clean them. If you have a rug like this, how do you get all the leaves and dirt that gets stuck in them out of there without having to pick them up and shake the dust everywhere? Please comment below and let me know, because I would love to find another less messy way to get the dust out of there.
All that I want is to have you all to myself. No one but you can make me feel the way I do, the way I do. Yeah, the way I
So now we finished this little part. I'm just going through with some Method all-purpose cleaner. I had a spray bottle of it and cannot find it anywhere, so I just grabbed the refill and just put a few drops on the floor and then went with a wet microfiber cloth and scrubbed everything down, because I just think it's easier to get the spider webs down low and inside the grooves and the stains than using a mop or anything. And then I think it gets a lot more clean than using a mop. So I went in just with the wet towel and it smelled delicious down there after that. And then after this, I am going to hit the hallway because it is a disaster. Of course, it always becomes a disaster when we go shopping or anything, and it desperately needed to get cleaned. And I did a little bit of organizing on the shelf. Not my best, but the big thing I did is I got under the stairs. All the storage underneath my stairs down here was a nightmare, and I finally cleaned it. Still not the prettiest, but the junk is gone, and I'm so happy with it now.
Cloud nine, and somehow we get it right every time. 'Cause these days we're partners in crime, and I like it like that. We go all in, and I'm falling, but I like it like that. And it's so wrong, but still so strong. But I like it like that. Now I'm catching fire, 'cause you take me higher. You know you're everything that I ever desire. And we're crossing borders, not taking orders. And I like it like that. Even on broken watches, right 2 times a day. I took a chance and I was right in every way. For lack of anything better for me to say. Hey, I like you like that. Yeah, I like you like that. Yeah, yeah. Now catch your fire.
Just to reference how satisfying this was for me, those suitcases you see are my grandmother's. She's been staying with us for just about 4 months now, and those suitcases have been sitting there since she got here. And they were waiting for me to finish cleaning my storage room, which if you haven't seen those videos, go check them out, because it was a huge transformation. It was a 3-part series of videos, and trust me, it needed it, because that project was a beast. It took me weeks, and I was so happy when it was done, and now I can nicely fit things in there. And of course, it's getting too full again because I can fit things in there, but that's okay. I put the suitcases in there and I got them out of the hallway, and it feels so much more open. It's easier to walk in there, and at the end of it, you'll see it definitely worked out the way I ended up organizing. It just feels much more spacious in the small space that is my downstairs.
You left me running on and on, but I don't care, would you let me in? You said goodbye like everything's gone, everything now
got you haunted. The doubting you was enough to leave me chasing you on and on. But I don't care, I will let you in. You said goodbye like everything's gone. Everything that we could have been. But I know you are mine.
I feel like doing anything on this storage shelf is like playing Tetris. I'm trying to find the best way to fit everything, and sometimes I get it where I do it in categories. Other times, like today, I just do it to get rid of boxes and excess stuff and get things off the floor, because for some reason everybody puts everything on the floor and I'm the one that has to go down there and clean it up. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but when it's on the floor, it drives me nuts. It's already small enough down there with the refrigerator and the storage shelf and all the junk we have for us to leave stuff on the floor. So I made it a point to shuffle everything around to get things off the floor and just keep it as clutter-free as possible in that area.
Oh, what a hopeless case we could be. Yeah. Oh, what a hopeless place that we're in. But I'm your liability. I'm out of reasons, I'm out of rhyme, but I'll only tell you that I'm out of time. I'm sick of love songs, I'm tired of this, and I wanna tell you straight just like it is. You're watching me like you're wanting me, but you're still holding back, still holding back. Honestly, you're annoying me with the way that you keep playing. Show me your love like it is, like it is. Bend open my heart like you're fearless. Steal all the gold you can get, you can get. Show me your love, leave me breathless, breathless. I'm out of patience, I'm out of feels, but I guess I'm waiting.
So this is actually the closest I'm going to be able to get you guys into this little nook area. Because it's under the stairs, the only way I can get the camera to actually have you see what I'm taking out of there is to have it sitting here. If I were to put the camera underneath the stairs or anywhere else, it's probably risking the camera falling, or honestly, it probably would be too dark for you to see since it is under the stairs. No light gets down there and it is incredibly dark. So this is probably the most angle, I guess I should say, or the closest, that's the better word, the closest you will get to seeing this being decluttered. You'll just slowly see things getting taken out and cleaned out of there.
Show me your love like it is, like it is. Bend open my heart like you're fearless. Steal all the gold you can get, you can get. Show me your love, leave me breathless, breathless.
for you now. You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight.
So fun fact, the reason why it's so hard to get under there, you kind of see me struggling to reach for things, is because before James was born, our living room actually had a coffee table, a beautiful glass coffee table that has been rehomed to underneath these stairs in the hopes that someday we will be able to have a coffee table again. Unfortunately, our kids need more space than we do. So it's sitting downstairs because our kids need more space to play than we need a coffee table, and that's okay. We make do with what we have, and it's a dream to have our coffee table back one day. But for now, we're enjoying our kids being little and enjoying our living room being taken over by toys.
So give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me break in. You're sweet. You're falling into me, touch me. I swear you would do anything that I want. So keep us awake till the dawn. Ooh, baby, feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me. From the get-go, let me be frank, I'm not that complicated. If you need me, what's the use of playing games? No, there's no denying what we want. Just watch me break in. You're sweet. You're falling into me, touch me. I swear you would do anything that I want. So keep us awake till the dawn. Baby, feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me. I wanna make you sweat on me. When you were leaving, I need you even more than I did before. You had the last word when you walked out the door. You drive me crazy, I want you to stay here. Now I'm here alone, I hate this party and I don't know anyone. We get drunk and we fight, but I forgive you, although you drive me crazy, I want you to stay.
Now we are finally getting into dinner that I made this night. I had Pinterest up in the background, as you saw there, and I was making Pinterest's easy chicken gyros, and I will post this pin inside the description of this video. You will also be able to find it on my TikTok, and also I shared it on my Instagram, and it was seriously so delicious and so easy. This recipe called for marinating the chicken, which I am doing here, making the marinade for the chicken. For 1 to 4 hours. I marinated it for 3 hours before I cooked it, and it was absolutely delicious and so flavorful. So I highly recommend, if you have the time, to go over an hour with them marinating so it can absorb as much flavor as possible. And I was just ripping the pieces of chicken fat off the chicken instead of, usually I use scissors, but it was so loosely on there that I just ripped it right off and threw it in the bowl. And then I started adding my seasonings, which you will see I list them here. I measured most of it, but most of the time I like to season with feeling. if you know what I mean by that. I don't usually follow what they recommend. I just season with what I feel will be enough, and most of the time the food turns out tasting really, really good. So I measured here and was glad I did because it was still delicious.
Yeah, I need you. Weak for you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. I'm weak for you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. Now I'm trying to let you go, but I'm always losing control. Is that what you want me to do? Now I'm trying to let you go, but I'm always losing control. Is that what you want me to do? Now I'm trying to let you go, but I'm always losing control. Is that
Quickly, I want to add here, if you have fresh lemon, go ahead and use it for this recipe. I was under the impression that I had lemon in my refrigerator, so when I went shopping to get all the ingredients, my meal prepping, I did not get lemons and ended up having to use the fresh from a bottle lemon, which is not my favorite thing to use when I'm cooking, but that's what I ended up having to do for this recipe, and it still turned out delicious. And then when I'm finished getting all the ingredients on the chicken to marinate it, I used a prep glove to mix it all together, to get in there and kind of get the rub inside all the crevices to make sure it marinates thoroughly before I cooked it. And then I covered it with saran wrap and put it in the fridge for the 3 hours that I marinated it, and then took it out of the fridge 20 to 30 minutes before I cooked it, just so it can warm up a little bit. I learned that when you cook food that is fresh out of the refrigerator, it actually doesn't cook as evenly, but if you let it warm up a little bit, I find that it cooks a little bit more evenly, and you have less of a likelihood of having undercooked chicken or meat when you do it that way.
wait for me, wait a little longer. Wait for me, wait a little longer. When I can't find my way back home, I need you, I need you. A carefree existence, like a tiger, bounce back, move on. I am a fire, you are my light, my sweet reminder. You light my fire. I had it all, I had it all, I had it all, but somehow I lost it. Had it fall, I had to fall, and I lose myself with you. Be my ray of light, I want you to be my ray of light. Oh, but I can't find my way back home. I need you, I need you. I want you to wait for me, wait a little longer. Wait for me, wait a little longer. When I can't find my way back home, I need you, I need you. Be my ray of light, be my ray of light. But I can't find my way back home. I want you, I need you. Wait for me, wait a little longer. Wait for me, wait a little longer. When I can't find my way back home, I need you, I need you. Wait for me, wait a little longer. Wait for me, wait a little longer. When I can't find my way back home, are we kidding? We can't pretend that we feel nothing, but if you're game, I am willing to jump. 'Cause I've been thinking about crossing the line and just giving. Can I feel it the way I do? Cause I've been thinking about you all the time, can't get enough. I wanna make it with you. This time I'm gonna be true. Only you move me to the rhythm. Only you move me to the rhythm.
Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I hope that you found all the motivation that you needed to get done whatever it is that you needed to do today in your home. And I hope that you will find motivation in me again another day. And again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you here. I would love suggestions on what you would like to see. You can follow me over on Instagram and also on TikTok, where I post things in between my videos weekly, and will love some input there as well. And I hope if you are going to try this recipe that you truly love it. It was delicious. I will have the pin from Pinterest linked in the description below, and you can go ahead and check it out there and let me know what you think in the comments. See you next time.